Okay, sis. One of the easiest thing for me to do is to come to a level that I can understand what you're going through. My story may be different from a lot of other women's story. My escape route is so different because a lot of women did not make it out. But the minute, to me, this is big. The minute you came out alive, whether you have the scars to show or you have no scars. That is a big thing, or that should be a big thing for you. Don't. So I would say to a woman tonight that's in an abusive relationship, seek God first. Take it to God. God understands your tears. He understands every language that you're speaking. If you start to speak and you start to cry, He understands. But invite God into the situation first and foremost, because that is the only way you can get out and get fixed. I can stand here tonight and I can tell any woman it's not easy. It will never be easy. There will be nights of depression, days of depression, days you don't want to see nobody, you don't want to talk to nobody will tell you nothing. But pray in your own words. Talk to God. He will trust me, I can put my head on the block to tell you that He will give you the strategy to navigate through this. I didn't even talk to my mother about it. How I think she knew I was being abused was when I was at the hospital, because after I got the hit, I went out one day and my nose started to bleed, and I had to go to the hospital, and I had to call her. Well, they had to call her because I needed clothes. I had vomited up pure blood on myself and I needed stuff. So this was, the proof that she got to say that I was being abused. And a lot of people are saying, but you're still so beautiful, you don't have no scars. And I'm like, yeah, I do have inner scars, but I don't have outer scars to show. So that tagline stuck with me, that broken crayons, they can still color.
Yasheika Cummings, host/producer, in association with Flashpoint Media for Real Talk. This and every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on Flashpoint Radio. This program reaches people from far and wide with real-life traumatic situations, creating global impact through empowerment with speakers all over the nation. It's a safe space that gives you a voice. Real Talk with host Yasheika Cummings. This and every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on Flashpoint Radio. Don't you miss it. To miss it is to miss it, yeah.
Happy Monday. Welcome to the Flashpoint Radio. We are live from the Cayman Islands, reaching people all over the world. I'm your host, Yasheika Cummings, brings to you Real Talk, the show that gives people a safe space to talk about real life experiences and overcoming traumas. Tonight, listen, studio's gonna burn up, because you know what I love? When you go through your trauma and you come out of it and you're standing tall, you look fresh and you stand up strong in God. So tonight we're gonna hear from an amazing woman of God, about her story and also how she overcome it. And she's also an author. Listen, tonight is not gonna be normal. I'm back to Real Talk. We're here in the Flashpoint studio. Yes, you're listening to us live on Flashpoint Radio. Listen, tonight's topic, I love it. Tonight's topic is about hope after you go through abuse and all of that. Who don't want that? Well, let me know. If you don't want that, you can call in and tell me. But tonight, I'm going to introduce to you our guest speaker, Crystal Buckley. Listen, she is, let me tell you, when I hear her story, I have to let you guys hear it too. So welcome to the Flashpoint Radio, Crystal. How are you doing today?
Thank you, sis. Good evening, nationwide. Good evening, Yasheika. You look so beautiful tonight.
Thank you so much. You as well.
Thank you.
You know, when we come up in the Flashpoint studio, we have to look good. The studio look good itself. Flashy. Listen, yes. So we have to come right out and come talk about the real things in here. So, when we spoke and, you were telling me about your story, like, girl, you go through that? I don't see it.
Right? Thank God I don't look like what I've been through.
Exactly. And, I must say congrats, go through all of that and still come out strong. You are a queen.
Thank you, sis.
Yes. So, I'm going to just dive in, to the topic for tonight. And my first question that I want to ask you, to just tell us a little about the abuse that you go through. What kind of abuse? I know, it's relationship. Is it partner, friendship? I just want you to tell us, about it.
Okay. So I went through a domestic violence abuse, a physical domestic violence abuse.
Wow.
Right. I got married at a very tender age of 21. I don't know what I was thinking, don't ask me. But I met a man and he was like, I love you. We're in love. Let's do the thing. I actually grew up in the church where, you're following biblical principles. And yes, of course, marriage is one of the forefront things that they put to you. And children out of wedlock is sin and all of those stuff. So I was trying to just follow biblical. Matter of fact, I used to dance for my church. So when I got baptized, it wasn't really because I was into the Bible and into all of that. Dancing was my ministry, and that is how I wanted to minister unto God. That was my ministry. So I got baptized so I could be part of that. And then I got an injury, and then I stopped dancing, and then little by little I drifted back into the world. I backslid, and then married to this man, I realized that he was selfish. I could see the red flags from early, but then I was thinking marriage will change him. So let me do this. Since as he was the one that asked, let me do this.
Wow, so you actually see the red flags before you get married.
I saw some. I did.
Wow.
I did.
And you say you get married at age 20.
21.
Girl, 21. Girl, when I was growing up, I have to get married when I'm 23. Everybody talking about married, think it's
right?
all dandy. And, so hearing you that you get married at age 21, I'm like, I'm happy I didn't marry so early.
But then marriage is a beautiful thing. And a lot of people that got married early, they're still striving, they're still together and still building. I guess like old people would say, you have to find your companion, you have to find your real partner. And so like I said, I saw some of the red flags. He was controlling, he was selfish. I saw all of those. But then too, the shame and disgrace that it would have brought onto me if I left the abuse was another thing that I was worried about. I don't know. Yes, I know how I got the strength to eventually run for my life almost 5 years into it.
Wow. So when you were in it, and because you thought that getting married, this man will probably change all the signs that you were seeing. Does it get worse?
It did.
Wow.
Because
so
it got physical.
Wow. So how do you feel in that moment, going through it?
Honestly, a lot of times I was questioning myself. What was I doing wrong, or what was I not doing as a wife? Was this because of me? Is this my fault? Did I say something? Am I not attractive? Am I not this? And in the process, I lost self-esteem and all of that, because no, I don't have no friends. I can't have no friends because I can't go nowhere. If he's not accompanying me to my parents' house, that's how serious it got. I could not go. I could go to work, I could probably see them outside of that, but to say I'm going there, because he didn't want me to tell them of the abuse that was happening, right? So I lost myself in that, to a point where I couldn't even see when others were saying, Crystal, yesterday I met the man kill you. I couldn't see that.
Wow. So, wow. This is so touching. So is it a case where this person is older than you are, in the same age group?
In the same age group.
Wow.
I think he was probably 2 or 3 years older than I at the time.
Because I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, maybe somebody older, so he was trying to be a father figure or something like that. No.
Father figure. Even to a point where I was trying to get pregnant and couldn't get pregnant. He used that against me too.
Wow.
Oh, you're barren. You can't. All of those. So I was verbally, I was physically abused, emotionally, financially, all the alleys. It probably took me going to jail one at a time. She got to realize that, listen, girl, you need to shake up. And even after the experience of going to jail, and I asked him for a divorce, he wouldn't give it to me. And I'm like, should I reconsider? Of course, the thoughts came. I'm being honest. Because even after he hit me one time and put me in the hospital, I went back. I burst blood vessels behind my nose, the tissues, and I went back.
So what do you think was keeping you in that relationship or keeping you going back and don't want to?
For one, like I said, it was the embarrassment of it. Because people did ask me, are you sure you want to do this? And I'm like, let me try to prove them wrong, to prove them that like this can work.
So you wasn't doing it because you want to say it. It was about the people, what they would say.
Part of me wanted to because I loved him. I thought I loved him. One of them, something. But, love was somewhere in it. And this was my reason. And I know, they say, the 7-year marriage curse. And it gets rough before it gets better. So I was maybe trying to stick that out.
So you think that I am in this moment, that's what you're going through, so it's okay.
Yes, because at one point I told him, listen, we're two adults, so if you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. We're fighting.
Wow.
I'm not going to become no victim of domestic abuse. And I landed in the same spot.
Oh, wow. So I heard you said that, you end up in jail. If you don't mind, can you share a little about your experience,
So what landed me there was we were living at a house that was rented in my name. And after I decided, one evening he called me. Well, before he left for work the morning, he told me what he wanted for dinner. It was my day off. And I said, okay, he wanted stew peas. I said, okay, I don't have the ingredients. I'll have to go to the supermarket. So after I washed and cleaned and everything, I just drawn a little shot and was heading to the supermarket. I don't know who saw me and told him that I was in a shorts. That ticked him off. So he called me and he was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm cooking. He asked me what I was cooking. I said, yeah, tell me what you want for dinner. So that's what I'm cooking. He said, oh, you went on the road. You not hear me saying enough weird. And he went on.
Wow.
But he said, watch me when I come home. That watch me when I come home. Like I literally heard the voice say, just say okay. You see, after I hung up, I turn off the stove, I pack a bag and I ran away. That is how I escaped that. I ran away that evening to my mother's house. And then I was at my mother's about 2-3 months after. Police showed up at my workplace. Said they came to give me a summons. I'm like, summons for what? To go to court. Because like I said, where we were living was rented in my name.
Yeah.
And he damaged the place, wasn't paying no rent, none of that. So they came for me. When I went to the court the day, I was saying to the judge, okay, Your Honor, I'll just talk to him and see if he will come out and leave, and him and the landlord can work out how to repay. The judge said, no, Miss Buckley, that's not how it works. I was in porous lockup for 1 week. He didn't come to bring a bottle of water, nothing.
Wow.
And while being in there, I'm like, what are you doing? What is this?
So did you go back after this?
No.
Because, you say you were, going back and, so...
I didn't go back after this because
so this
before
the lockup,
I had already left.
Okay.
I was staying at my mother by this time.
Okay. No, I'm just still asking, because you say you go back few times, and I know I've been in situation like this where every minute I leave, I go back, I leave, I go back, and so I was just trying to look company.
Yeah, but this time I didn't go back. And then at one point when I asked him, I said, listen, this doesn't make any sense, so just give me a divorce. And he wouldn't. It took him a while, like maybe 2 years, because I left 2014 and we weren't divorced until 2019.
Wow. So you escape it, and so when you after you leave away from it, how do you feel, escaping it, come out of it? How do you feel in that moment? Like you're saying, I'm out of it. How? In
that moment, to be honest, I was heartbroken. I was shattered. Because, like I said, I tried to make it work. I even put half of the blame on myself to say, well, okay, maybe I wasn't doing something. Let me change the pattern of doing this. Then I realized it wouldn't work. I was heartbroken. And to a point where I fell in depression. I couldn't go to sleep unless I was drinking. I started to party. I started to keep parties because after I left him, like, this whole new light just started to shine on me because I never used to go anywhere. Never had no friends. And one meeting broke out now. Turned proper hot girl now.
Whoa.
You understand? I was keeping parties, and all of that was just me trying to console the hurt that I was going through, the embarrassment. Because like I said, by now, he used to be a bus driver. So by now, everybody on the road would have know say I'm a beating wife, and everybody would have know say me runway, and everybody would have know. So I didn't even want to go outside at one point. But today I am glad that I went through that, because that is the only reason why I could be sitting here and talking to you and tell you my story.
Yes. Listen, so after going through all of that, what motivates you? Because girl, you're doing great. You have your own book, and I know that this story that you're telling me is a part of your book as well. So what motivates you? Because you have a lot of people out there, they go through stuff and they just got stuck, like they believe like I go through all of this, it's no reason for me to keep on going, I will never make it, and all of that. So what motivates you to keep going and believe that there's still good out there, and I'm sure you're still considering to get married and stuff like that? What keeps you motivated?
To be honest, it's only the grace of God.
Wow.
Because God had to take me from Jamaica, bring me to Cayman to say, listen, I need you here so you can focus on this. That direction that you're heading in is not for you.
Yes.
When my mother was here, and she told me like September, she said, okay, so I'll get your passport ready. I think I see a way for you to come to Cayman. I'm like, she can't go and talk. I mean, I'm going to Cayman. And because I was, like I said, I was a promoter by this. I was big in the party scene. When she told me that September, my yearly party would have been coming next March. So I was already on the road promoting. And then December, she come back to me and say, Crystal, all the people them want the front page of your passport. By this, Yasheika, my passport was expired. And homegirl never paid no mind. So I had to run up and down, do a one-day thing and just make case and send it to her. And that was December, and I was here by January. And I'm like, God, what are you doing? Like, I never, I did not see this in the vision.
Yeah.
And it took God taking me from Jamaica, bringing me here. After I came here, my mother had to leave. So I'm like, God, how you could bring me go to Cayman when I don't know nobody? My mother alone have to go back to Jamaica to do a surgery at that. What am I to do? Is then I started to realize the pattern, because then now I could sleep peacefully at nights. I could look at the alcohol and say, oh, sure, I don't need you tonight. And then I started to see the transformation, and I'm like, thank you, God. And then the other thing that motivates me is, like you said, a lot of people are trapped in it. And you listen to some stories and you watch some people, they tell their story, but some of them are still in it.
Yes.
And some of them are, who come out, they're just, okay, me give up, the man did beat me up, I've lost my self-esteem, I'm just wearing this mask of pain, right? And that is my biggest, other than God, my biggest inspiration to do what I did, or to do what I am doing now, trying to be an advocate for women, to say, listen, there is hope after this. You can still come out of any situation and be whatever you want to be, the nurse, the doctor, the teacher, the politician, whatever.
Yeah.
That broken crayons still color.
Yes.
There's still that beautiful life that you envision that you can still live.
Yeah. And I just want to pause right here and take the time out to big up Cayman Islands, because let me tell you, I listen to a lot of story, and including myself, Cayman Islands is where we come to escape a lot of traumas that we're going through. I know sometimes you say Cayman Island hard, but I love it. I love the peace here, the fact that when I was in my own country, I was going through hell.
That is it.
And I mean it. I know my story, I know what I was going through, and everybody's story is different. But I just want to take the time out and big up Cayman Island, because it done a lot for me. And it bring me peace, and being here, it actually bring out a lot of great things out of me that I didn't even know that was in me, And also, I want to tell our listeners, remember, you can call in, engage in our conversation, and you can ask your question as well at 345-321-6969. Listen, we need the phone for ring up, because this conversation tonight is everything. So yes, Crystal, let me tell you, go back to you escape that, because even yesterday I was speaking to somebody, they're going through this, like, literally what she said, that she prayed and asked God for a partner. This nice man come and she said that yes, God sent him. And she was saying to me that sometimes we pray, we literally know with God, as we hear something, we say it's God. She says the devil said that one.
The devil does hear our prayers too.
Yes, so I'm happy that you go through it, and you doing great. You're doing great. We're gonna take a short break, and then we'll come back. We're gonna talk more about your story and also talk about your book, because you're doing great things. Soon come back.
Looking to build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
Back to Real Talk, and I'm in the Flashpoint studio with our guest Crystal. Listen, and she's speaking about we are on the topic of life and hope after abuse, and she says something that broken crayon can still color, and we're gonna let she talk a little about that.
Okay, so I came up, that tagline stuck with me coming up through my process, because a lot of people, even to this minute, to this day, are calling me when they see my story online. They're saying, Crystal, I never know you went through that. How come you go through that? You never say nothing to nobody. Because in fact, really, I didn't even talk to my mother about it. How I think she knew I was being abused was when I was at the hospital, because after I got the hit, I went out one day and my nose started to bleed, and I had to go to the hospital, and I had to call her. Well, they had to call her because I needed clothes. I'd vomit up pure blood on myself, and I needed stuff. So this was, the proof that she got to say that I was being abused. And a lot of people are saying, but you're still so beautiful, you don't have no scars. And I'm like, yeah, I do have inner scars, but I don't have outer scars to show. So that tagline stuck with me, that broken crayons, they can still color. Because even when I just started this, trust me, I used to break down on platforms and break down on speaking, because I was still going through my healing process. And when I heard, when God said, write, I'm like, God, write what? He said, you have a story. And I started to write. I hand wrote my story in less than 3 weeks.
Wow.
I hand wrote this book in less than 3 weeks. And I had a surgery to do here in Cayman, and I was like, I'm finishing this book before the surgery, and it's going to be published. When I finished the book, Yasheika sent the book for publish and all of that. When the book came back, my friend in the US, she was the first one that bought the book. Big up Kemisha. She was the first person that bought the book. So she called me a video call and said, flip through the pages because I'm anxious to see it. I didn't get a copy myself. Only to find out is the wrong thing went to be published. The unedited version went to be published. So I had to take that down. I'm like, okay, the warfare start now, because it was so easy to write, And I'm like, all right, I'm up for it. I'm ready, And that's just how broken crayons can still color. That's what that means to me.
Wow. Listen, broken crayons can still color, of course.
And they color the brightest, if you ask me.
Oh, yes. I'm gonna ask, our producer for tonight's show, to shout out to our listeners.
All right, I'm telling you, I'm enjoying the conversation in the studio this evening. I want to tell you, that tagline is sticking with me also. Broken crayons can really still color. I'm listening to the conversation, and I can feel the kind of, you talk about trauma. I can feel it. I sense it. I hear it. It's real. I I'm just sitting down and I'm quiet right now. But I want to shout out to our listeners who are listening to Flashpoint this evening and Real Talk with Yasheika Cummings and of course our guest in studio. I'm telling you, this is not an easy topic and an easy conversation to have. And for women sitting down and coming forward and talking about the things that are happening to them in real time, it's something to consider. It's a brave thing that you these are not no wimpy women. They're strong women who will stand up and say, but I would look at it and I say to our men, be more tender and caring for our women. Be more of what you are made to be, and the person who should be protectors and taking care of these women. And so this evening, to our listeners, wherever you are across the globe, wherever you are today, in Canada, US, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, big up yourself, because it's all about Cayman. I like when Yasheika says, I'm saying our listeners in Canada right now, US of A, Jamaica, big up Jamaica. I see you guys hanging out. And of course, we are looking at our analytics right now where people are listening from. And I'm telling you, everything turn up, right? and so every time Yasheika comes in studio, I can tell there's a string of persons just saying, even this week, we are having a conversation, man, Yasheika show bad. And of course, I when we say bad, for those who don't understand the Jamaican vernacular, it means good, all right? In fact, it don't just mean good, it means a thing bad. All right, I'm going to get it back inside studio, guys. We are still here. Studio get warm, so I'm going to turn the AC a little more because I feel things getting hot inside here. Back to you, Yasheika.
Yes, I'm loving it. What I want to ask you, Crystal, your book, From Broken to Redeem, like, what stands out in it more? What, if somebody buy that book, like, what you think will, grab them? Just give us a little, not all of it, because, they're going to go and get that book, that amazing book.
A matter of fact, I have your personalized copy for you tonight.
You say Flashpoint Studio, burn up, I'm getting my book.
You might want to put the book on the shoulder, just turn it to the camera so the camera will see it.
Yeah.
Yep, I have it. From Broken to Redeemed.
Hold it here, let them look at it, hold it, and let them see. Yeah,
that's my book, go get your copy.
So this book is, it tells the story of a young lady who was in a marriage. It became abusive because her husband was controlling, and all of the abuse came out: physical, emotional, financial, everything. And this was the only life that she was used to. This was the only life that she knew. This man, being married to him. And after she went through that, she left. He got locked up, and she left to go stay with her parents. And she went into a series of reading her Bible and praying, and that's when she started to flourish. She did not have experience, but she applied for a job at a hospital. Well, she was applying for a lot of jobs, but she got a job at the hospital. And when she went there, she could see the ladies coming in with the black eyes and all of this. And she said, I need to get a space where I can talk to these ladies. Wow. She put it to the board, and they gave her the go ahead. And they gave her a room in the hospital on the last floor, so she would have the meetings there. And out of that, a lot of women got delivered. Women walked out of their marriages, women got divorces, women got jobs, and a lot of things were happening. She even got an award for it as a new initiative, and she just flourished. She found love again. She gave her life back to God, and it's pretty much my story, what I went through. But for me, the biggest thing is she never lost hope. Even though she was going through a lot, she didn't lose hope. There are times when she would cry her eyes out, like any of us women that has gone through or is going through anything. Crying is our biggest language. Crying is our language. The pillow and the bed know everything that we go through theirs. And so this is what my book is really about.
Wow. And you know what, I want, people out there that, are listening, who listen to Real Talk. It's not easy for us, just to come and sit and talk. As you said, you never want to do certain things because you're ashamed and stuff like that. But we remember when we were going through it, we need that support. Yeah. We need, somebody to talk to. And so we, stand in the gap to help both male and female because, even though this show we have a lot of broken females, we still have males as well because I spoke to a lot of males who go through stuff as well. So we're just here, the whole Flashpoint team, Real Talk, we're just here to support you, to help you to reach out. As I always put out there, I am not the healer, but I can tell you what my process was, what I go through. And the truth is I listen to other people's story and I apply and it helps me. So I think something that we speak each Monday night will do something for somebody.
Exactly.
And what I wanted to do for me now, Crystal, somebody out there, going through an abusive relationship, and any situationship that is traumatic, I just want you to speak to them, to encourage them, tell them something that if they ever, because I did reach a point where I have suicidal thoughts, and a lot of it going on even here in the Cayman Island because I know few young girls who have taken their life, and the truth is we don't know what's behind it, but because we have gone through some stuff and we go that road, we know it can be that. So I just want you to encourage somebody, speak into somebody's life tonight here on the Flashpoint Radio on Real Talk. Encourage them.
Okay, sis. One of the easiest thing for me to do is to come to a level that I can understand what you're going through. My story may be different from a lot of other women's story. My escape route is so different because a lot of women did not make it out. But the minute, to me, this is big. The minute you came out alive, whether you have the scars to show or you have no scars. That is a big thing, or that should be a big thing for you. Don't just sit down on it. Right, use it to better yourself. Use it to better another woman, because sometimes we don't even know who's watching us.
Yes.
We don't know who is watching us, and we don't know who are looking up to us. And we can't afford to let people down more than how we've already done. Because I know I have let a lot of people down when I went into that marriage, and I came out having to forgive myself and having to ask for forgiveness. And so I would say to a woman tonight that's in an abusive relationship, seek God first. Take it to God. God understands your tears. He understands every language that you're speaking. If you start to speak and you start to cry, He understands. But invite God into the situation first and foremost, because that is the only way you can get out and get fixed. As I say, get fixed. That's the name of my other book. Look out for that.
Big things, listen.
Seek God. Because the truth is, I did not do that. I would literally say God came chasing me. God came for me in the mire's clay, in my low bar situation. Wow. I did not see where I was heading, right? And I can stand here tonight and I can tell any woman, it's not easy. It will never be easy. There will be nights of depression, days of depression, days you don't want to see nobody, you don't want to talk to nobody but tell you nothing. But pray in your own words, talk to God. He will trust me. I can put my head on the block to tell you that He will give you the strategy to navigate through this, right? Because I came out at this, like I said, scratch free. I had a couple scars. I don't know where they are. I came out scratch free, and so I can tell you tonight that
we're gonna come right back to that, Crystal. Just pause a little because it's an exciting time now. We have a caller on the line. Yes, we're gonna take this call. Hello caller, thank you for calling in on Real Talk.
Hi, good night.
Hey, good night.
I am calling from the Cayman Island. Big up Cayman.
Big up.
All right, so I overheard you guys' conversation talking about migrating from Jamaica to Cayman Island. I can testify about that. Because like stuff that I used to do in Jamaica, like I my life completely changed here in Cayman Island. I don't
Thank
see
God.
myself doing certain things anymore. So I was just looking, I just listened to everything you guys said and said, like, whoa, like, there's a lot of people can testify about that story.
Amen.
Yes. Wow.
And my question for the guests, I heard you said from you, my question, from you moved to the Cayman Islands, do you still contact with your ex-husband?
No, no. No, I have not contacted him since. We have not been in contact since. You
Caller.
lost him?
Hello, yeah?
I was saying no, we have not been in contact since. I don't even know that. If he knows that we're divorced.
I'm not hearing it clearly though.
Are you here now?
Yeah, I'm hearing, kind of hearing. Kind of better now.
Okay, I was saying no, we have not been in contact since.
Oh. But what if you will, like, you're in here in Cayman Island and you should like maybe run into him, like what would you do?
I would probably say hi if I see him first, or if he sees me. I would say hi and leave it at that. I have forgiven him and I have moved on, because in order to get my own forgiveness from God, I had to forgive him. So I've not put it behind me, but I've pretty much jumped that hurdle.
Oh, okay. Because just like maybe like you find God, maybe he find God as well.
Well, that would be a good thing. I do pray he would, because that would definitely change him.
This caller sound like his eyes spread it out, right? You tell his friend to call her, what?
Watch it,
No, because people do change, right? People do
That's
change. Just
true.
like
Yeah, that's
said,
true.
you used to keep like partying and all those stuff. Maybe he's a changed man. He's walking with God.
Well, heaven would rejoice.
You're saying heaven will rejoice, but you're not.
I welcome, I rejoice for every soul that comes back to God.
So that's it for your caller.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much for calling in, and keep connecting.
All right.
So you can continue. Listen, Crystal, that caller, you don't know that voice, because that caller sound like your ex-husband friend,
Maybe the ex-husband too, who to tell. But yeah, like I said, my story is different from a lot of women's story, and I've been on platforms, I've listened to a lot of story, and trust me, I have been moved, and I am saying domestic violence is so prevalent, and domestic violence, this can happen to anybody, Yasheika. That's the thing. You don't need age, gender, size, nothing. You understand? So you can't even say you're on the safe side. You have to just pray and trust God that, listen, this will not happen to me, because a lot of men, when you meet them, oh God, they're the sweetest thing. But as soon as you're into the marriage, you start to see the red flags. And another thing I'll say to ladies, look out for these red flags. And if you see them, talk about them. If you're not comfortable with the way he speaks to you, say something. Because sometimes those are the signs leading up to abuse. The red flags that we jump over and we think is butterfly in our belly. You're actually not. Yeah, so talk about these things you see your partner doing that you don't like. Yes, watch out of your third eye, but speak about it.
Yeah.
And if him hit you one time, 99% chance he'll do it again. So if him do it one time, you need to speak about it. Talk to him, listen, this is not going to work. As a matter of fact, start to get counseling. Sometimes we go into some situations, Yasheika, and we do not get counseling, the proper counseling. And that's why today a lot of marriages are broken, because they didn't get the counseling, and they see these things and they keep them wrapped up, and so that causes a lot of emotional damage, emotional hurt that you didn't even need. Yeah, so seek counseling, and no, it's worldwide. You can call the helplines, you can talk to somebody. There must be somebody that you can trust. Talk to somebody about this, what you're going through. Somebody knows somebody that will help you. Don't just sit down and say, this too shall pass. it doesn't always. It sometimes ends wrong. So I would encourage any lady that has come out of this situation to say, listen, you're beautiful. Women are beautiful. Women are so much needed in today's society. Yeah, and we have to stand up with them. We have to stand up with each other. We have to unite together to let men know that, listen, certain things we're not going to tolerate anymore. If this come from your bloodline, we go cut it down right now.
Yeah, and I love what you said that the bloodline thing, because I've heard conversation like, my mother go through this, so what if I go through it too?
No.
And the truth is some of them don't know better. So I would encourage them, if I even one sensible person you must connect with, so.
Right now it stops with you. It stops right here. Go down to your children and your children's generation, cut it off right here. So because yes, a lot of women or a lot of men would say this is what they grew up see their father do to their mother, so it look like it right for me do it to you. It is not okay. It is not okay. And we are standing up as women. Well, I'm hoping you're standing with me, because I am standing up, because I went through it. I know what the licks feel like. I know what it was to be emotional damage. I know what I feel like I couldn't go to work.
Yeah.
And when I went to work, I could hear the little chatters. My husband will be there. I know it. And so I would not want that to happen to not even my worst enemy.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, ladies, speak up. Stand up for yourself. When it get too much, talk to somebody. I don't, to be honest, I don't emphasize divorce, but don't stay and make the man kill you, because that is what happens. And sometimes when you start to attack the matter, it's too late, because you talk to him about it today, him kill you tonight.
True.
Sometimes it's too late, so don't make too late be a cry. Stand up, do something about it today.
Wow, that's some great words from you, Crystal. I just, want to ask what's next from Crystal, and then, after that we're gonna dive into, where they can find you if they want to connect with you, where they can get your books and stuff like that.
Sure. Well, the next thing on the agenda that I'm aware of, I have this symposium in Jamaica, July 13th, Green Acres Conference Center in Spanish Town. That's pretty much it, and I've got the title for the next book. I don't know when I'll start, but I know the title already, and I am just working behind the scenes pretty much. I like we spoke, it would be great to do some collab work, which I'm sure you're looking into still.
Yes.
Yes, so
most definitely.
That's it.
And you know what I want to tell you tonight? That I must congrats you on your braveness, your boldness, and cause listen, you saw we sit and we talk like we're best buddies. I recently, this girl reached out to me and said, listen, I want to share my story, and when you do that, I feel so good, cause I'm like, a lot of people are scared, to talk this story, to come sit in a studio and say, hey, I go through this, and so I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you, and continue going. So I'm just gonna allow you to tell people where they can find your book, and if you have social media platform and stuff like that.
Okay, so the book is on Amazon. It's on Amazon, From Broken to Redeemed by Crystal Buckley. I'm on Facebook as Crystal Buckley. I'm on TikTok as Crystal_Buckley35. My email address is crystalYbuckley@gmail.com. So those are pretty much my handle for now. If you're in Jamaica and you want to pre-order the book, you can reach out to me and then pre-order. They're $1,200 and they're $12 in Game On. So yeah.
Okay. So your final words, to our listeners and viewers, just your final words
I must say also thank you for having me. Thank you. Like you said, people that think we know each other a long time and like we're best buddies. But I also want to congratulate you on the job that you're doing. Again, it's not easy to having gone through something and have this type of platform that speaks volume, that speaks that you too are advocating for women or anybody that's going through their situation to listen. You two are advocating for hope to say, listen, you can come out of it and you can become somebody. You can do something with your life, because again, people could not look at you and tell that you've been through what you've been through, and that's just I don't know, that's just what God does for you when you come into God. You're, like he said, all things are passed away and behold, all things are made new, and you look new and fresh and like you never been through anything,
So God.
Oh God, sis, trust me. And like you said, preparing to be married again. Yes, I did find love. I'm engaged to be married again.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, and that has not been easy, because the warfare, sometimes I say, God, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm just going to humble myself and make you do it, because sometimes it is hard. Sometimes I be talking to somebody, and then when we're done, something start happening. I say, Jesus Christ, me have to cover myself all over again, because me draw some things, and I'm like, it comes into, even into my relationship, and I'm like, all right, God, what am I do now? But congratulations, big up yourself, and keeping on, hold on to God, and God will do great things for you. So like you say, my final,
I'm just gonna let you hold a little, because the phone call at the spicy part away. We're gonna take a call at this moment. Hello caller, thank you for making it Real Talk.
Hi, good night.
Hi, good night.
Are you hearing me clearly? It's a bit low on your end.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay, awesome. Hi, Chris. This is Akira.
Hi, that's my sister.
Big up, sister. Big up.
Trust me. Trust me. Even in the little things, and I was just saying how brave you are to just share your story, and I'm extremely proud of you, and I'm excited for this journey, and I'm so happy that you're helping women out there who are going through the same thing. And honestly, I just wanted to call to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you, sis. I love you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Thank you for calling. Listen, we don't have any paper towel in here right now. Yes, so you can continue with your final that you were saying just now.
Kira, you made me got sidetracked. That's my sister calling from Jamaica. So I was saying, it's not easy to go through the stuff and come and talk about it. But we are being big people, we're pulling up our big girl pants and we're realizing that this is something that is affecting us. It may not affect a person directly, but if it affect me as your sibling, it should affect you.
Yes.
Understand? And so we want to stand up. We want to let women know that, listen, we are here for you. And I can't help you physically, but I pride myself in listening, and I'll give you the best advice that I know how to, the best encouragement that I know how to. But some of these things are what you have to look into yourself and decide that you are going to change, But like I said, start off with God. Talk to God before you even come talk to me or talk to Yasheika or talk to any other person. Have that relationship with God. Try to develop that relationship with God. Yes, it's hard for prayer when you're going through pain.
Oh, yes.
But again, God understands every language. And so I am big on telling people, talk to God, invite God in your situation, because when you tell me and I don't have the words to give you, the encouragement to give you, and the whatever to give you, God will find a way to give it to you. He'll probably even make you come back to me after I'm done load it in me and make you come back, and then I'll have it to give it to you then. But pretty much.
Yes, and I just want to tell you, thank you for being here on behalf of the Flashpoint team. Real Talk, I want to tell you thank you so much for your braveness, your boldness tonight, and I watch you speaking and I can see that girl, you overcome this thing because
Yeah.
you know I've been through situations when I couldn't talk, you know. So I just watching you and see how you're just spilling it out. Congratulations and thank you for being here tonight on Real Talk.
Thank you.
Yes, listeners, it's another Monday night here in the Flashpoint studio, the Flashpoint Radio. You know, with Real Talk, every Monday night show at 7:30 p.m. You know, this is globally. Like, we have speakers all over, and we're just here to encourage, to serve, to support you. And I just want to tell you, thank you for always listening the Flashpoint Radio, the whole team. Thank you. No. Until next Monday, 7:30 p.m., we are out.
Bye.
Join Yasheika Cummings, host/producer, in association with Flashpoint Media for Real Talk. This and every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on Flashpoint Radio. This program reaches people from far and wide with real-life traumatic situation, creating global impact through empowerment with speakers all over the nation. It's a safe space that gives you a voice. Real Talk with host Yasheika Cummings. This and every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on Flashpoint Radio. Don't you miss it. To miss it is to miss it, yeah.